It's me, JC, back with another ceramic art live stream. So in this stream, we're just gonna have a little work day. Nothing too crazy exciting. I'm planning on making some more tiny little ring dishes, and then maybe we'll make some that are a little bit bigger. I do really like the size of this one, and I have so many ideas for doing some underglazing. This one has some glaze colors mapped out on it. So it's definitely not anything that we haven't done yet. So that's what we have planned for today. Just because I want to add some more of those things into my shop as soon as I can. And I have a little update on what I've been doing outside of the stream. I got one of these little, I don't know what it is called exactly. Like a angle cutter. So what this is that it has a, what is this, 45-degree angle, and then whatever this angle is over here. This is for slab building. That's the only use that you would have for this. So if you have, you're trying to make a vase like this one out of a slab, for those two ends that are going to connect together, you might want to cut it with this. It's really just for like those connection points, or definitely if you're trying to make like a cube, like a box with like walls, basically, out of like slabs, you would want to like run it along the clay to cut it at this angle, one of these angles. So that's what I have here, and then I just got this in the mail. I'm so excited. This is a grinding disc. Basically, I don't know if that's like the official name, but that's what it is. This is just, it's like adhered to a bat, and this is used for grinding glaze off of the sides of your pots when they drip. So literally, like this, I need to fix these. Obviously, like there are other issues with this pot, so I'm not gonna sell it, but at least like for me to use around the house, I want to grind these drips off of the sides. And that is what this is for. These are definitely pretty pricey. Here in the US, the total with shipping was $90. But I mean, I want to do ceramics for like forever, basically. Like it's not, oh, I'm just trying it out, maybe it's fun. Like I'm really like dedicated to this, so I'm like, this is probably gonna happen. Like, we already have 3 pieces from the last firing that dripped too far, and like sometimes it just happens. So I just went for it and bought this. There are some different kinds of options out there. It's really, I mean, there's definitely probably a certain level of quality. This is by Diamond Tools. They have all kinds of stuff also for like trimming tools, and basically it's kind of like editing pots. Like, what are you going to use to edit your pots? They have all kinds of things for sanding, grinding, trimming tools, all of that kind of stuff. This is actually the first thing I have from them. I can't really say much about their other tools or anything. I've never even tried one of these before. But this was like recommended in a number of videos that I looked up on YouTube on how to remove glaze drips. So I was just like, I've heard of this place. It's been recommended multiple times from different potters. I'm gonna try it out. if you have smaller issues, like super small drips and stuff, you could possibly grind that away with just like very rough sandpaper, possibly a rotary tool. I used my rotary tool on the this vase that I have. You'll see it in the shop. It's up there now. It just had something in between like one of these glaze strips and this one where there really wasn't too much like making it pointy and sharp. So I just used the rotary tool, cut down on anything that was a little bit sharp and just smoothed it out. And that was totally fine. Definitely would have taken forever if I wanted to use my sanding blocks or like sandpaper, but it can be done. This much to do with either of those would take like forever. I think it's possible with a rotary tool, but like it really takes a long time. So that's why I just went out and bought this. So yeah. Oh, I'm really excited to like, okay, we're gonna get started soon. I just want to show like the little pot that I finished trimming this yesterday. I showed this in the video yesterday also, before it was trimmed. I just threw a couple cups on the wheel, so I'm really excited about this. It looks really cute. I have no idea what I'm going to glaze it with, but I feel like it needs like something like really like fun and colorful. I'm not sure what that is yet, but I'm really excited for it. It's pretty trendy right now. I don't want to lean too much into trends, but I think like it's really cute. So yeah, that is all that I have to really like show off, and we'll just get working. Again, we're not really gonna do anything new today. We're really just gonna focus on rolling out some slabs and making different sized little plates. I guess like I would say like mostly they're like probably gonna be like trinket dish sized, possibly a small snack size. Yeah, let's check out the clay that I have sitting over here. I think both of these are just, one of these is reclaimed. But let's see if we can roll out either of these. I don't know if this one is too wet. This one, I was throwing with it and then I gave up on it. I don't know, I think maybe we could combine this one with this little dude. Obviously the really small ones dry out very fast. I don't know, maybe it's too wet. Okay, I think it's too wet, but let me just smush it together. I always prefer to use whatever I just have on my work table because I want to get it used instead of like grabbing fresh clay out of the bag. Because the clay in the bag is actually going to stay wet a lot longer than the stuff that I just have wrapped up here. What else do we have? We have the two dishes there. I have like those two other cups that I threw on the wheel, but they are I don't know. I mean, we could work on them today if we wanted to. I think maybe this will be good. This is our reclaim, so it might be maybe a little bit too sticky. I don't know, it's kind of sticky. Or maybe, I don't know. Okay, let's see how it does wedging. Oh wait, oh wow, that was really wet. Okay. I think it's like maybe just like the immediate outer part that is like the perfect amount of dry, and then like just a bit further in it's like not quite there. Okay. I don't like this one. Okay, this one's good. Obviously we need a lot more than this. So okay. It's fine. We'll just get some more from the clay bag. Just a minute. Perfect. Yep. Okay. We've got it. We've got the clay bag. That's really heavy. I just bought this, so it's like full. Okay. Let me squish up like, get like a general idea how things would be. I think I kind of want to do like, I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking of like cutting out a bunch and then just like having a bunch to work on. So I don't want to have to wedge one giant mass. I think we'll do like multiple chunks to like wedge up and roll out. Let's see. Let's see how much this is. I don't know, this is kind of wet too. I think it'll be fine. Usually the bad clay that I use is like, unless it's been sitting around for like months, it's generally like the perfect amount of like I don't know, like like the moisture level. Okay, so we have like a good chunk here. Let's get maybe a bit more. And then for the second one, maybe we'll just use like this whole like top like row or whatever. And I think I could like, yeah. Let's get a chunk off of here and then put it with this section, and then we'll just wedge this up separately. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Just like a little bit more of that. Okay, perfect. Sorry, this isn't incredibly exciting. The live stream is just supposed to be like a look in like the day of, you know, the day in the life of a ceramic artist. And it's not always so exciting. All right. Let me throw this down. And I just want to get any of the dry bits of clay off of here. Maybe we'll wet it a little bit. I don't think my wedging board needs to be wet very much. If my clay is like a little bit drier than I'd like, I will put a little water down because this is canvas on top of wood. So the canvas will soak in some of the moisture in our clay here while we're wedging. So it kind of counteracts that a little bit. Let's see. I mean, they really don't have to be like perfect, perfectly sized. I really don't care. I just don't want to like put a ton more effort into one over the other. So let me just kind of smush them up first. Just kind of get them in like a good wedging shape. You generally just need like kind of something like a cylinder or a rectangle. Okay, cool. This is like so much clay. We're gonna have so many dishes. Okay, so let's just do some wedging. Okay, I'm gonna add like a tiny bit of water. This is really important to do, like, especially like for wheel throwing, but wedging is really important for slab building too. You really want to wedge your clay like basically anytime you're gonna make something with it. It's gonna compress it, and we kind of like mushed up different bits of clay. Like some were a little bit drier than others, so this is gonna make it really homogeneous and really well like mix them together. Also we really want to get the air bubbles out of it. Especially since we took like multiple chunks and just threw them together. What's that? Okay, we got an air bubble. Right now I'm doing a spiral wedge. You can wedge your clay a couple different ways. I believe like one way you can do it is just by like slamming it down on the table a bunch of times. It's not very like, I think that's one of the ways. It's kind of weirder, but I think spiral wedging is one of the more common ones, or ram's head. I kind of prefer the spiral. I don't know, but I feel like it works better. This makes me so tired. Okay. And then if I want to, like, if I wanted to do a ram's head, it's kind of more like this. I don't think I'm like, I'm definitely not like an expert or anything in wedging, but just to like quickly show you what that looks like. Okay. Okay, so I kind of just get this into an even shape. I kind of want to get the corners out of there for when we use our rolling pin on it. So something like this. Okay, I think I'm really tired, so I think let's roll this out with the rolling pin, and then when we're done, we can wedge the other one and like work on it. Let me move some stuff around. We'll need some space once we like cut these pieces out. The wedging moves all of my stuff around, so I'll just adjust that. One of the streams, my lamp fell off of the table because I was wedging. So I don't want that to happen. All right. And then let me just like clean off the clay, my wrist, and then just gonna kind of like smush a bit of it to kind of like prep it before we use our rolling pin. Oh, I don't really like that. So I think it's best to kind of move from the center outwards. So I push down first here, and then I'm slowly kind of like rolling it towards the edge. Okay, I think that's fine. Smushing it down like this before you start rolling it out is gonna help avoid some of the weird little like creases and stuff that you might get when you're rolling out a large chunk of clay. Okay. Sorry, I'm like sighing a lot and I'm really tired from the wedging. Okay, so I'm gonna use my rolling pin. We used this just the other day to make those other little ring dishes. This, it has a little like gauge here, and I find this size perfect for what I want when I'm rolling my little trinket dishes out. I do want a bit thick because I'm going to trim out a little portion of the bottom, maybe about like half the length of this or whatever. Maybe about like half of that is going to be trimmed out for the foot, and I find that pretty perfect. And if we need to trim out anything on the top of the plate, we can do that, but we probably wouldn't need to do that. Okay, I'll like roll this out. And then the clay does stick to the canvas a little bit, so I feel like it's good to pick it up and turn it, or I mean just like pick it up at least. So that you, I don't know, it's not like grabbing at it too much. I don't know, I feel like it just helps in some way. It's definitely a lot easier if you stand up, but I don't know, I kind of don't really feel like doing that. We've gone over it a couple times and it's not moving anymore, so it should be done. And now we don't want to forget, we have to compress the clay. We want to take our rib with a straight edge, on it, and then we're just going to, I think on the camera you can see, but there are quite a few like little cracks and such from rolling it out. I go over the clay definitely enough times to go over them multiple times, smooth them out. This compressing is really important. So you don't want to forget to skip this step. Sometimes while I'm working on a live stream, I forget. I'm just like, I don't know, all over the place, and I'm talking, and yeah. So you want to go over the whole thing. Try to do like an even pressure. I'm really not pushing down like that hard. We're definitely not like making an indent in it, but it is enough to smooth it out. You can see a lot of those cracks that were towards the middle are gone now. If you're working with a very thin slab, this will reduce your height in your slab, so you want to like take that into consideration if you're making something a really particular, like you need the slab to be a particular height or like thickness. Okay, so let's just flip it over, and we want to make sure we do the other side. And I can't remember if I said this or not, but we want to make sure we're smoothing in different directions too. I have a couple like little like, I think like I poked it with my finger. I want to make sure I can smooth those out. I mean, I suppose it's not really like, it's not really that big of a deal. Maybe if I was making something, like I was slab building like a little house or something, I would definitely want to get that out of there. I don't think we have any updates or anything. I am thinking this weekend I'm going to finally bring our bisque load to the studio to get it fired. Nothing like, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, like, unloading a glaze kiln is like a lot more exciting. But we have to do the bisque first before we can do that. So I am planning to do that, and I'll get some pieces back. We are finally firing the turtles. I have little turtle containers, just like a certain kid's sandbox kind of thing. I also will, we're gonna be firing the bunny plates. We have like a bunch of those. I'm gonna be firing some kiln cookies, so that's gonna take up a little portion of the firing. Kind of annoying, but I think they can stack fairly well. Like, I bet they can stack like quite a few. So I don't think they'll really take up too much space. And then what do I have? I have a cup and a mug. The mug has a crack in it, so I might try to bisque fix it. I'm not sure. And then we have our heart-shaped dishes. I think that's it. I think that's like all the stuff that's gonna go in the bisque. Okay. Let me see. I think we kind of used this one sort of as a template earlier. Let me look around and see if there's anything else I'd rather use. We could use this mug. It's pretty similar size. I don't know. I think we'll use a little strawberry dish. Let me wash this off real quick. right, so I think let's just see how many tiny dishes we can get out of this slab, and then maybe in the next slab, maybe we'll do a bigger one. Let's see. Or maybe we could do... I feel like if we rolled out the other one, we wouldn't be able to get two, like, medium kind of dishes. So maybe we should do a big one in this one, and then, like, two smaller ones kind of off to the side. I think we could fit that. And then maybe we can do that with the other one too. Well, we should probably roll it out into a oval for the next one. So let me just... I could use the bisque one, but I kind of don't want to. Oh wait, this one's kind of like maybe about... This is about the size. And then also we want to avoid maybe about 1/2 inch or a centimeter from the direct edge. Definitely over here you can see that it's cracking. The side area is generally not as compressed, so you do want to avoid a bit of it. Okay, gosh. All right, so let me see. I think I might need to move this a little bit. I'm trying to like see directly over it. Okay, I think the total size of this little thing is perfect for what we want. Maybe I should do it over here, actually. We have some weird areas. I don't know. Okay, I think this is fine over here. So let me just like, I'm just gonna kind of like score it lightly. And then once we pull this off, we can just actually cut it. So let's put this one over here. And let me put it like over here or something. All right. I can't quite see it over here. So let me like move this so I can see it. It was really tight. I don't know. I don't know if we should use like that much of the edge. Okay. Hopefully it'll be fine. I always say that and then it's not fine. Okay. I just have a sharper, like actually sharp, little fettling knife here. I don't know what that other one is called, off the top of my head. I think people might call it just like a potter's knife. But like the ones that are actually sharp, like they're actually made out of metal, I think those are called like fettling knives. But they're not like, they're not sharp like a real knife. Like a kitchen knife. Like I can like do this and it's not gonna do anything. Maybe if I like really like stabbed at myself, I would get hurt. But generally like they're like knives, but they're not dangerous or anything. It really just needs to be like a certain like tiny bit of sharpness to cut clay. And generally it's cutting clay that's like this, where it is super damp and it really does not need to be like sharp at all. I suppose you could use like a kitchen knife, like if you wanted to, but that'd be like a little dangerous. A little dangerous. These are also, I think they're like maybe a bit cheaper than like a kitchen knife. They're like, I don't know, maybe like $3 or something. I got, so this angle cutter, actually it came with a regular size filling knife, like this one, and a tiny little, like, very, like this one has like quite a more precise like angle to it. It actually came with all three of those. So, all three were like, I think it was like $10 on Amazon. But I feel like a kitchen knife would be maybe like $6. Maybe like 4 or 5. I don't know. I do not have like, I definitely buy like cheaper kitchen knives because I'm just not at that point yet in my life to buy more expensive ones. Anyway, okay. Suppose if we wanted, we could combine these. That would be like a lot. I don't know. I guess we could. So let me, where can I put these? I really want them kind of like out of the way. Oh, I have the perfect one. Let me just get up real quick. Move these. I have some wear boards off to the side. A wear board is like, it's nothing special. It's just like, kind of like a 2x4, I think. I got this at the hardware store. I think I get one of these and then I cut it into thirds. So this is like a third and it's like about like a yard long or a meter. It's about there. And they're really great. That's what I use for throwing primarily. So when I'm done throwing, I use my wire cutter and I take the piece off of the wheel and then it goes onto a wear board. They're just really nice to put your pottery on. It's really easy to like move them around the studio or wherever you're working. I have a shelf from IKEA that is literally perfect. It can fit 2 wear boards on it per shelf. So it's like I could easily move pots around with one of my wear boards, move them to different shelves, take them off the shelf, move them over to the wheel, all of that. Also, like, using like wood instead of like a plastic or something, the pots can dry on there. So the pots will be like really wet once they get off of the pottery wheel, and then they can dry a bit on there. And then once the walls are stable enough, I will flip them upside down so that the bottoms can dry a lot easier. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm gonna move the camera a little bit because I need to like get like a really good angle for like how big this is. And like also I'm like this is gonna like make me so tired. I'll have to like make another coffee for the day. Okay, we're not doing anything special here. Wedging is like essentially the same movements and stuff. Really, like, no matter the size of your clay. What you can do is, like, if you had a lot of clay that needed to be wedged, you could, like, cut it in half or something and wedge 2 chunks separately, and then, like, you would get, like, the majority of, like, any air bubbles out. You would mix them, like, a lot faster, and then I think you could just, like, throw them together, like, smash them down onto the board, to, like, combine them, or you could do, like, probably a quick wedge, of them together. But, like, you got the majority of that work done in them separately, and then, like, you could use, like, a tiny bit of time to fully combine them. Let me take a short break. I'll have to add it to my channel, but at the bottom, if you go to my YouTube channel at Callie & Co, I have some recommended YouTubers. I've actually just been watching some by Florian Gadsby, and he has some great beginner tutorials, and they've been, like, really great, kind of, like, reminder info kind of things for me to just go over again. But he has, like, some that are much more in depth than what I'm telling you about, like, how to wedge. Sorry, like, need, like, a little break. But definitely go check out his channel. He's just, like, much more experienced than I am. And he has a lot of videos on, like, how to wheel throw and breaking that into all kinds of different sections, and, like, different tutorials. So you don't have to, like, watch one long video. You can just watch them all separately or come back to them if you need a reminder. And then on my YouTube channel, you can also see the other artists and other places that I recommend. Or at least, like, they're definitely, like, people that I watch. I tried to focus them into, like, I don't watch, like, too many pottery YouTubes, but the ones that I would recommend are there. Pottery to the People is really great. She has all kinds of starter videos, especially, like, how to set up kind of like a little clay studio at home, all kinds of that stuff. And then some on, like, how to do some slab building. I also watch Washington Street Studios. They're, like, they kind of have, like, university-esque talks that they record. So the guy's like talking and like telling you about different things, and then people that are there attending might ask questions during the video. They also have like it in like a podcast form, and it's very informative. They don't have tutorials, but they have a lot of really great info, especially for troubleshooting. Like maybe you got pieces back from the kiln and like different things happened, like how to fix it. Really, like a lot of really great info that a lot of like books that I have don't touch on. And there are things that like some potters that I watch, they don't talk about it either. So they have some really great info that like is like the equivalent to some of the kind of info you would get at university. I also really like Jane Scott's ceramics. She has some great little tutorials and stuff on how to make different kinds of pieces. I haven't watched hers in a while, but I do like her channel. Who else? I don't think it's in my like recommendations, but Andy Ward's ancient pottery is like interesting. I don't think it's like along the lines of anything close to what I do on my channel. But he has all kinds of info on like how to make pottery like in the way that like people in ancient times did. So that's like digging up your own clay, firing it without a kiln, and then like how to make your pieces waterproof, like the old-fashioned way without glaze. And like it's just interesting. It's very cool. And some of his stuff is just like testing, so like he might not know what's gonna happen, but it's really interesting. Okay, I'm hoping that this thing is like pretty well wedged. Obviously, the larger the chunk of clay that you have, the longer it's gonna take to wedge it. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know. There's also another YouTuber that I also really like as well. What is it called? Pottery Crafters. Yes, that's the name. It's really just videos by this one lady. She has all kinds of really great informative info. She tries out all kinds of different pottery tools. Say like she kind of has like a review on the, it's like a Griffin grip? I feel like that's not the name. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but it's something like that. And it holds your piece on the wheel for you, so you don't have to center it to do any trimming. She does a lot of kind of like reviews on tools. She also has like some kiln unloading videos where like I've mentioned them before. The like Amico has a new release. They have a couple new releases of glazes, and the lady that does the Pottery Crafters YouTube, she got a bunch of them, or actually I think she got all of them, and then shows like what they look like in combination with each other, or like, I don't know. She like does all kinds of like tester videos to like show like what different glazes look like. Some of them are combinations, some of them are just by themselves, and just like very informative. I've also commented on some of her videos, and she is very quick to answer questions. If you do have questions about different topics. She also has a blog that has a lot of the info that she covers, but possibly even more in depth. On all kinds of different things. Okay, this is actually a really great example of what I mean when, like, if you don't push it down with your palm, it will, like, do this. So I generally try to avoid it doing this, but I don't know. This was such a large block of clay. Okay. I think we're gonna roll it out sort of into an oval. I don't like how the area is kind of pointed. Yeah. But yeah, definitely check out these other YouTubers. I am always a little bit hesitant to like watch new YouTubers and stuff. Like, I mean, literally anyone can make a YouTube video. So like, you don't know if they know what they're talking about. They might be giving you wrong info. So I'm just a little bit hesitant, and there's nothing wrong with just keeping that like in the back of your mind. It's kind of like buying books. Like if you see a book at the bookstore, like you kind of assume that like they know what they're talking about. But like anybody can write a book. It's just kind of like, how much self-esteem do you have to like, how much confidence do you have to go and like write a book though? I think like, I don't know. I think that's just kind of like good to keep in mind. I don't know if I've ever really like found like misinformation in a pottery book. Shoot, we do have some air bubbles in here. But like sometimes when I'm reading like pottery books, they're not saying like more info. Like I reread what I have, and I'm like, oh, they didn't even mention this. Or something. Or like I'm trying to make YouTube videos on like some beginner topics, and I just want to gather like all the info and make sure I know what I'm talking about. And I'll be like reading my books to like see if I can get that info, and like just double check that everything is right or that I'm not missing anything. And I'll read the books and like I'll be like, oh, they didn't even like mention like this or whatever. Like so it can be good to buy multiple pottery books. There's definitely a lot of overlap between some of them, like with the information. But then you never know if some might have some really good information that another one missed to mention. Okay, I'm really hoping to get rid of these air bubbles. I don't like this like uneven thing here, but I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to fix that. Anything on my videos, I'll mention like how confident I am about that info. Sometimes I'm definitely like still sort of in the beginner area maybe, or maybe like, I don't know, maybe like intermediate, I guess. There's definitely so much more info that I need to learn about ceramics, but I feel like I do know like a good amount. Sometimes I don't know like so much about like the science behind why things happen or whatever. But generally I know how to at least like make stuff. So I try to let you guys know if I am testing out something new. I've never done it before, because I don't know, sometimes people comment on my videos thinking that the live stream is a tutorial, and I'm like, no. Sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, this is not a tutorial. I'm working and I turn the camera on and you guys are just joining me for an hour in my day. Sometimes I feel confident about what I'm doing, and sometimes we are doing something completely new that I've never done before, and like, no, it's not a tutorial. Because a lot of people will comment and they're like, this video is too long, and I'm like, it's not a tutorial. And it's like, it's a live stream from Twitch. You better be glad it's not 4 hours long. I'm not like, I don't understand like how people like sit and watch like a 4 hour long Twitch video, but I don't know, I guess I'm just not living that life. It's apparently a thing though. Oh. Oh my gosh, that's such a long time for like anyone, the viewer or like the person that's like making the video. Like, that's crazy. I suppose like if you're gaming though, like I'm pretty sure I've played games for like 4 hours straight, so I think in that case probably. Okay, so we have smooth this side out, and let's flip it over. Oh shoot, we're like just about at time though, so we're gonna have to do this like real quick. Because I really want to like cut the shapes out and not just like, I don't want to leave this slab sitting here until like tonight. I guess that wouldn't really be that bad. But I don't know. I think if we could cut out some shapes real quick before the end of the video, I don't know, just give me something to work on outside the stream. I don't think we're going to like really continue these exact pieces on Monday when we come back for our next stream. I think I'm like, whatever we've made today, I think I'm just gonna finish them over the weekend. I hope that doesn't disappoint anyone. If you want to see me make more plates, like, we have more videos of that. I don't think anyone's gonna be too disappointed. Okay, so just trying to make sure that I'm smoothing this in all the different directions before we start cutting into our slab. Okay, I think that should be good. And then, yeah, I really do want, like, we could possibly do, like, a couple of these larger ones, but what do we have? Okay, so we have those 2 there. We have 2 on the table. It's like 4. It's not bad. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why. I'm just like, I'm always so precious about like everything I make. It's like, it's not a big deal. I can just make more. I don't know why I am this way. Okay, just gonna cut this out. I do think we could do another one of this size. So let's see what we can fit on here. And then what, maybe we could do 2 of the small ones even? We definitely couldn't do another large one. I think this will work fine. Okay. If anybody's wondering what this is, because I use it all the time, it's like, it's the lid to a little container that I painted at one of those, like, what are they called? They're like paint your own pottery kind of things. If you've never tried one of those, they're really fun. I don't know, like, exactly how they're doing it. They have bisque pieces, so they're definitely bisqued, and what you do is you coat them in underglaze. So I don't know if this is 1 or 2 underglazes, and then I used underglazes to like paint the lid. And then I think they glaze it for you with a clear glaze. But really all you're doing there is putting underglaze on the piece. They don't have like a variety of like actual glazes for you to use. And also note that they are like pretty pricey. Like, just so you know. They're not like super cheap, but it is really fun. So I would recommend one of those paint your own pottery things, like, especially for like just like going out with like a group of friends. Could be a lot of fun, like maybe a little date night would be also fun, like something that's like really special. Like, I would not really like say that it's like fun to go by yourself. I don't know, maybe you're living that life and you're cool with that. But it's definitely so much more fun if you go with friends. And yeah, they usually do have like tons of options for the underglaze colors, and they have all kinds of bisque pieces for you to use. And I can't quite remember how they do the pricing, but I do know for sure each bisque piece is a certain amount of money. So obviously if you get something really really big, like a sculpture, like you could get like a dragon sculpture or something crazy, that would probably be more expensive than something smaller, such as like maybe it's just a simple little ring dish. They have all kinds of things that are like sculptural, like piggy banks, or I don't know, sculptures like a dragon, or I don't know. I don't know. Vases. I think they probably have like bowls, plates, containers, mugs, all kinds of very typical stuff, things that are just in fun shapes. And I think that'd be really fun for like sort of like a way of getting into pottery. You do have to use quite a few layers of underglaze to get it to be more opaque. So just keep that in mind. It's recommended that you use 3 layers, but when I do things like this little strawberry dish, each color on here has 5 layers of underglaze. And you can really see There's clay on here. But here, I'm trying to like wipe some of the clay off. But you can see how opaque the strawberries are. The gingham actually isn't, I mean, it works because it's gingham, but you can see how like pretty opaque the strawberries are. This one has like a little bit of a spot there that needs some more. But just so you know, because you might get streaks like this one. You can see like the brush strokes that I used in here. It's also good to note when you're using underglaze that typically you want to put each layer of underglaze in different directions. So maybe you would go this way, maybe you would go like horizontally or like some diagonals. You want to do different directions, or else if you only went in the same direction, you're gonna see those brush strokes. Yeah, and this is like, I wanted to go for like a painterly look when I did this, so like I was kind of okay with that. But if you are aiming for something more opaque, you want to use more of it. Okay, oh my gosh, we're so we're like really far into the stream. Okay, I've gotta go. So if you're watching on Twitch, thank you so much for joining and watching our video. I hope it wasn't too boring. Be sure to follow along on Twitch so you know when I come on for another live stream. Again, all of the videos will be uploaded to YouTube at Callie & Co. And that's where, if you go to my page and then you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see all the other channels that I recommend. All of the ones that I talked about today, except I don't think Andy Ward's Ancient Pottery, I don't think that one's linked in there, just because it's very different than what I do. But all the other ones are linked in there. There's also just like other fun ones for artists that I think are really great videos. And they might be particular to painting or like digital or traditional painting. I'm just like blank. Okay. We gotta go. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow along or subscribe wherever you're viewing, and I will catch you guys on Monday. All right, thank you so much for joining. Like the video, give it a thumbs up if you learned something. And yeah, I will see you guys later. All right, bye.